right, everybody. We are here Wednesday. I know I wasn't here last Wednesday. I'm sure you missed me. I'm sure you did. But I'm here this week. Okay. So there was just some scheduling conflicts last week. Anyway, so today I have a few cool things that we're going to do. Later, we're going to bring on a guest. We're going to bring on one of my mentors, Sabrina. And she's got some things on her heart that she really wants to share with you guys. So stick around for that. So lean into this live stream. Have your ears ready to go. Listen, and hopefully you can embrace some of this goodness that we have for you tonight. So first, I'm wanting to talk to you about something. In high school, I played tennis. I was a tennis player, believe it or not. I played 3 years of varsity, and we would practice every day. And during tennis season, we would take 7th period, and we would practice. And then as school ended, we would continue practicing until about 4:30 every day. And then on our match days, which were Tuesdays, we would play. We would, play the different area high schools around. So I was really practicing. I was doing a lot of, practicing my serves, volleys, backhands, forehands, doubles, singles, everything. And I think I was decent. I mean, if anybody here's watching that played with me in high school, don't comment because I think I was pretty good. But anyway, that was high school. And fast forward 25 years, last year, I dropped a bunch of weight and passions were reignited inside of me. And I was like, damn it, I'm going to go play some tennis again. And so I lined up some matches and some people to play with. And I got out there on the court and I was feeling the groove again. I was back in high school. I was, ready to rock and roll. And then we started playing. Let me tell you guys, it wasn't there. I didn't have it. I wasn't hitting any of my shots, the serves. I got smoked, you guys. I got smoked bad. I got embarrassed because I was telling the guy, yeah, I used to play in high school. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I can hit the ball around. Where am I going with this? Here's the thing. I wasn't about the lifestyle anymore. I wasn't practicing every single day. I wasn't out there doing the do. I wasn't training. So how the hell could I expect to be a competitive tennis player when I wasn't about it? Okay. How could I expect to be good? How could I expect to be all about it and operate on that high level? Wasn't there. We need to take that and understand what that means. What it means is this. When it pertains to our health, if we are looking to live a long, healthy life, but we're not about that lifestyle, how can we expect to have longevity and health and feel good and be around for the grandkids if we're not about that life? I talk to people all the time. No, I don't really want to. I don't want to change the way I eat. I don't really want to work out anymore. I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to do that. I want to do other things, but I don't want to do that. How do you expect to be competitive tennis player if you're not practicing your serves, just practicing your backhand? How do you expect to be a competitive swimmer if you're just doggy paddling? Does that make sense, you guys? You see what I'm getting at? We have to be about that lifestyle. We have to be true to the identity that we want. So we have to be about the business. We have to be about the action. We have to be about the lifestyle. Embrace it. See what I'm saying? We have to embrace those things. So there's lies that we tell ourselves about our identity that we normalize. That when we look in the mirror, we try to normalize things about ourselves. That I'm good where I'm at. But deep down, you're just looking at yourself, trying to convince yourself that. And that kind of leads into a little bit about, your image of yourself and what you see and what you want. What is your identity? Is your identity what you are now, who you want to be? Or is your identity something different? So, cool. I had some notes written down on my phone, and I opened up my notes, and it's blank. Anyway, so there are some lies that we tell ourselves about our identity. That we're nothing more than our worst mistakes. That's one of the lies we tell ourselves. Some of the actions that we do, some of the choices we make, we're nothing more than that. We're nothing more than somebody who never went to the gym, or somebody who makes bad financial decisions, or somebody that makes bad decisions when it comes to relationships. That's a lie. We can change that. We don't have to normalize that thinking. Or that we're nothing less than our best moments. That your life is just a highlight reel and you're living in the past when you played tennis in high school and think you're still the champ. That's a lie too, because we have to be about the business every day, creating that lifestyle that we want. Again, everybody, if you're coming on here and you're watching, go ahead, say hello, tell us where you're watching from. And if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We'll address them and we'll talk about them. Also, give a like if you like anything that you're hearing. So, again, some of the lies that we tell ourselves when we sit there and look in the mirror, and we kind of just normalize what we're trying to accept about ourselves. Accept fulfillment. Is that real fulfillment? Is that really what we want? Is that really what identity we want for ourselves, for our future? Is that the long, healthy life that we're planning on living, or is that the financially stable life that we want for ourselves, for our children, for our future? So when it comes to fulfillment, we have to really understand some things about ourselves, and we have to get real, and we have to ask ourselves the tough questions. Because if we're not happy, if we're not fulfilled in who we are and who our identity is, your potential's gonna, I don't want to say it, but your potential is going to dwindle a little bit. So I'm going to bring on one of our guests tonight. Actually, our guest tonight is my mentor, one of my mentors, Sabrina. She's been on our other program before with our Transformation Tuesday program, where she talked about, her healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances. So tonight we're going to bring her on tonight, and she's going to give you guys share a little bit of what's on her heart and her mind about fulfillment. So Sabrina, there you are. Hello. Oh, I still have you on mute, don't I? Okay, let me unmute you. How about that?
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being on here.
Absolutely. So, like I was saying, Sabrina, and where I was kind of leading with that talk was, I want people to understand having a fulfilled life, having passion, having drive, having desire. Like, where are you going with this identity that you're creating, and how do we improve it? If you feel you're lacking in any way with your fulfillment of your life, you feel that there's gaps, how do we pick that up? How do we do something with that? And so that's why I brought you on tonight, is because I want to be able to have people I've heard you speak on this topic before, and I had to have my audience out here listening to this goodness. So, what do you think about that with fulfillment? How does that? How do we address that?
So, I love this topic because it can go so many different ways because everybody is different and what is going to fulfill them. Um, what I love about this topic is asking people more questions about what it is that they really want. Do they even know what they really want? Because a lot of times we go through life, and I've been talking a lot about Groundhog Day. So when we get older and we are going through life and we're just going through every day, we get up. If we have kids, we get the kids ready, we get them to school, we go to work, we go home, we get the kids off the bus, and then it's dinner time and it's bedtime, and we just kind of go through the motions, and we lose a little bit of that drive and that passion for the things that we used to love doing, like playing tennis. I played tennis too. I didn't know you played tennis until you mentioned that recently. But I mean, that's something I haven't gotten back to in years. And, when I talk to people, it's one of the questions that I ask them after I learn a little bit about their life and after I learn about maybe some of the things that they have gone through, whether it's their health conditions, whether it's people in their lives and things going on, if it's stress, around sleep, maybe they're not getting enough sleep. And then I get to talk about fulfillment. What is it that you love doing? Do you love being outdoors? Do you love being with people? Do you love playing sports? Have you done those things? And why haven't you done those things? And many times it goes right back to what we've been conditioned to believe about ourselves. And I love how you were talking about, what's the lie that we're telling ourselves, basically. And a lot of times it'll start with what we're believed. When I was little, I wanted to be a police officer, and I was conditioned to believe because I'm a female, I couldn't be one. And I now know that that's not correct. But, that was one of the things that I like had a passion for. But I also always had a passion for being able to help people and help them change their situation and be able to see what is right in front of them that they can develop even further. And so when we go through relationships too, and we go through different things in our life, whether it's different careers, we are kind of conditioned into believing that this is just how it's supposed to be. And that's kind of where I was for several years, as a mom, as a wife, and as a career, path of being in the corporate world. This is just how life was supposed to be. How was I ever going to help anybody? And then I started really digging into my own health. I started digging into what are the habits that I needed to change to have a different life, because it was worth it to me. There was a piece that was missing. There was a piece I was searching for. And the identity that I was looking for, the identity I had, wasn't who I really, truly in my heart knew I could become. And so that's really where, when you're looking for fulfillment, if you ever have the yearning that I really wish I could go back and do hiking. I really wish I could go back and play tennis. I really wish I could be more social, or I really wish I could have this business and that I could help other people, but I don't know how to do that. Don't give up on that. Don't give up. Why would you give up when you haven't even tried yet? And so that's where personal development is huge when you come into this type of area. I have discussions with people every day that get stuck and they aren't sure how to get out of the muck, and a lot of times it is around being with people that have been there and really learning from them and what did they do. Maybe they allow themselves that 10 minutes of being able to just kind of be in that space and having my Groundhog Day, and that's okay. but I know that I'm going to go and I'm going to do something that's going to improve myself, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's going and hitting balls against a wall, whether it's just picking up a book or dancing to some music, but something that is going to help you get back into a better mindset to be able to find what it is that you're missing. And so many times we let society tell us that it's not right, that you shouldn't be doing that. You need to be home and you need to be doing this and doing that and spending all this time just sitting there watching your kid play games when you're not doing anything when you're doing that. So why not pick up something that you love? Why not spend time with fulfilling yourself so that you can show up better and you can have the energy that improves the environment and the surroundings around you? And when you can show up in a better way to yourself, then you can impact the people that are around you as well. So when you're looking at, you mentioned, when you're practicing, when you are playing tennis. And if you think about it, when you become a parent, you don't just know how to become a parent. You don't just know how to change diapers. You don't just know how to take care of a crying baby. You usually take parenting classes. Even being in labor, you usually take some kind of a class to figure out how to do that. And you have somebody guiding you. You have your doctor guiding you. You have other tools and resources available for you. Same thing with when you're going to school. So that development within yourself and when you're putting it back into your own life is going to really help you navigate and learn and practice. And so when that's how you can really find your craft and find where it is that you're supposed to belong. And I know with health coaching for me, it was something I searched for so many years. I had no idea how I was going to be able to impact other people. And many of us have actually gotten into this because we wanted our body to be healthier. But really, once my body became healthy, I still was missing something and I couldn't figure out what it was until I asked my body and my brain, what is it? What is it that you're looking for? What do you want? What do you want? And I knew as I searched and was looking at different readings, I was kind of listening to some different speakers. I knew that this route was where I was supposed to be. I was able to help guide other people. I was able to help guide some therapists through different things in their life that happen where you can step back and you can observe. So this is where it's beneficial to have somebody else pouring into you and really listening and being able to kind of observe your situation so that they can share with you the perspective that they are seeing. Because a lot of times when we are trying to look at it within, it's harder for us to see. And so this is where it's also helpful to have somebody else mentor you or coach you through that so that it can help get you out of that darkness and out of that space. And even if you're not in a darkness, even if it's just kind of confused and I'm not really sure what I should be doing, or what my passion is, just getting in there and allowing that person to navigate and to ask you different questions to help you get out of that space, or even just look at kind of all the things that you have going on. So I had a recent conversation with a mom who is taking on a new job, but she's also got her own business and she's trying to be there for her kids. And she's really trying to do all the things, but you can't do it all. We're not designed to do it all, but you can break it down. You can break it down into pieces, and then you can still have that fulfillment and that happiness by having that business that you really strived to build, and still be able to have that quality time with your kids. It's not about spending the whole day with them. It's about having intentional time, and you can be fulfilled in that way too. So there are different areas as well that you can have fulfillment, and maybe part of your fulfillment does come from pouring back into your kids or your family. And so that's okay. But it's also okay to want something more to add in for yourself, because when you can give back to yourself, then you can also fill your cup to be able to give back to other people as well. So I don't know if that is helpful, Josh. If there's anything else that you want me to expand on, I'm going to hand it back to you.
That was pretty good. Let me tell you. A few takeaways that I got from that was when you said, why not? Why not? Why are you not doing the things that are going to make you show up in the best way possible for those who rely on you, who depend on you, for yourself and your loved ones? Do those things. Take the time to ignite passions, reignite your passions. Take the time to be healthy and make the right choices. Take the time for yourself. And another thing I really got from this was also blind spots. We all have the blind spots. We don't see a lot of it. And I've really come to understand that about myself. And that was a tough realization, is that, yes, I do know myself very well, but there's things that I miss. And so through coaching, through mentoring, having my own coaches and my own mentors, like you, for example, when we do talk, I mean, you do ask those questions where I'm like, why does she have to ask that? Why does she keep asking that? It's because I'm not answering it. I'm trying to go around that question. But you have to nail it down, and you have to understand that. And so it helps eliminate those blind spots when you really are searching for something, when it comes to, are you fulfilled? Are you happy? And it's okay. And it's okay to do those things. It's okay to be a little selfish at times, if you want to put it that way. So those are just some of the things that immediately jumped out to me. If anybody has anything that they have that jumped out to them, go ahead and put that in the chat. But Sabrina, that topic right there, I think that's it could be a touchy subject for a lot of people with their fulfillment and their identity and who they are. I remember starting this program and then coaching, and one of the books I read, Atomic Habits, talked about what identity do you want to embrace? What identity do you want to live? And I wasn't living the identity that I want. And I said, I want to change my identity. That scared some people that were pretty close to me. They didn't like hearing that. They were like, well, what's wrong with you? And why are you need to change your identity? And it doesn't mean I need to change my life or my identity of like physically, like who I am, but on the inside, embracing those blind spots that I've been missing. So, those are some of the things that have helped me become more fulfilled in my life. So just sharing that, and you stop telling yourself those lies about who you are. Because it's like when we talk and you keep asking me those questions that I try to avoid. I'm not going to keep lying to myself, because that doesn't get me anywhere closer to fulfillment or happiness. Am I doing the right thing? Am I headed in the right direction? Does this align with my goals? Does this align with who I want to be identified as? So having mentors, having coaches is extremely important. So I thank you for that.
The discomfort is really where the answer is.
What is it that you say? It pulls you until
pain
pushes
until vision pulls.
Yes, pain pushes until the vision pulls. Right? Was that what you said? Is that
it? But it's true, because my son is ADHD, and so I didn't talk about it a lot in the beginning, but yet I had another son who had it, so why not? But then I saw a lot of parents feel shame in that. And I
Mm.
saw a lot of people not want to talk about it because they didn't know how people would look at them. And now when I talk about it and I put things out there about it, I have so many people thanking me for my honesty. And so if I can give back to other parents and allow them to feel validated,
Yeah.
and know that they don't have to struggle and they don't have to do it alone. And that's just it. Everybody, I mean, I've done it too, where we think we're alone. We don't feel like anybody else feels like we feel until we go and talk to people about it, right? Yeah,
It's so true. It's so true. All the time.
yeah, yeah,
All the
yeah,
time. And we come to find out when we talk to other people that we're not. We are not alone. We are not. I'm sorry, we're not unique. Your problems are not unique.
yeah,
Everybody's got a sad story, bro. Everybody's got a sad story.
yeah,
We just have to be able to embrace being able to navigate through it, and with the
yeah,
help of others. So that
yeah,
helps ultimately with the tougher times of being able to get through it and be fulfilled in and satisfied with who you are.
yeah. And
Right.
I think that what you brought up practice earlier, and just learning. And I think that learning and continuing to develop yourself and continuing to practice those habits, that is what's going to help you get through that faster and faster. It's also going to help drive you into knowing that you can get through it and you can find something better. And that to have comfort in when you do see certain things come in your way where where it halts you sometimes, where
Mm-hmm.
you're like, holy crap, like I don't want to deal with that. But at this point, after 6 years of practicing this, I'm getting better at it. It doesn't mean it doesn't present itself, but it allows me to know I got this. Like
Yeah.
I know I got this, and I can bring light to other people to show them that you got it too. And just because somebody tells me, why are you doing this thing? Why are you trying to spread light to people? Sorry if I'm trying to be positive, guys, but this is what we need. And if you need help, finding that, if you need help just figuring out what you want to do next, then we're here, you know?
Yep. And that's that's the bottom line. We're here. We're here for that. We're here for that. That's what we're here for. And that's what your support group is there for. Whether we are your support group or not, you need one. That is so necessary to navigate these tougher times in life. So all right, Sabrina. Well, thank you for everything tonight. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your love that you've poured out to everybody. Like I said, I hope people leaned in and listened to what you had to say, because there's some really good stuff in there. So again, I
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for this. And you guys, we will be back again next Wednesday with a different topic. And we are going to see you then, right? 6:30 Wednesday Pacific. When is the time change?
Just say
Because it's going to
Pacific
be
time. Pacific time.
fine. I know, Pacific time. Listen, okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, I think it's in 2 weeks anyway. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great evening, and we will catch you next time.